Welcome to Not So New News, where we discover what is hidden in newspapers from 100 years ago. Today's article comes from the town of Whitesburg and appeared in Letcher County's oldest newspaper, the Mountain Eagle. Volume 2, Number 20, dated January 14th, 1909. Today's edition of the Mountain Eagle is titled, Pay Up for the Eagle Now. Mr. Merchant, let the Eagle advertise your business. Rates reasonable. Mr. Merchant, let us do your job printing. We guarantee satisfaction. This is a reading that is from the writings done in 1909. These views are from that time period and do not necessarily reflect the modern views of Kentucky Tennessee living nor its narrator. However, we do feel that all historical documents should be preserved for the future and strive not to change one word of the reading. However, if we feel that the readings are too controversial in political or religious standing, we will either silently put up the article for viewing or will direct everyone where it can be found online. Thank you for your understanding. Extra notation. During the December editions of the Mountain Eagle, we have come across a controversy about whether or not a woman should be educated. Please remember, this happened back in 1909 and is no longer a controversial subject, as men and women are both granted the same educations today. However, we will be airing both sides as to the arguments that they gave during this debate at that time. From Miss Stanifer comes another interesting letter on the education of the sexes. May be her last. Dear Editor, for perhaps the last time upon the important and heretofore enough discussed subject of the equal education for young men and young ladies, I write you. I am very grateful that the subject has been brought out, and for my part want to thank you for your patience in dealing with us. I have been serious in the opinions expressed by me, and feel sure that those who have opposed my views have been similar serious, and feel sure, if anything, that I have been benefited by the arguments. I very much admired the story by Miss Lewis, but I am sure it is not education that prompted the girl in the noble life-saving act. It was the impulse, or rather, that kind of bravery peculiar to her sex, the same that prompted Molly Pitcher to take the place of her brave husband, the same that moved Jephthah's daughter to greet her father when he returned from a glorious battlefield bearing the emblem of victory, when she knew that inevitable death would result. The early history of this country tells of many brave women who, in emergencies, did not hesitate to take the trusty flintlock and protect their children from tomahawk and scalping knife. My dears, you might say that education prompted these brave deeds, but I say that human impulse, backed by the first law of human nature, that of self-preservation, was the greatest factor in the case. True, I admit, a knowledge of the how of a thing enters much into the successful performance of an act, but it does not prompt it, neither is it entitled to credit. Miss Lena, I admit I know but precious little along our line of argument, but from what you have written, I am sure you know less, and I think we had better leave it to the bachelor for discussion. I do not know him and can't imagine who he is, but I am grateful for his able talk and hope he will give the Eagle readers some articles along other lines. Now, dear sisters, let's kiss and make up, as the saying goes. Let us stay in our sphere, the place where God assigned us, ruling the world by cheerfulness, gentleness, love. A woman's artillery is her tears, and when we can't win with might, let us conquer with them, sure and indefensible. Au revoir, Mary Stanifer. Collie News. The death angel visited the home of Aaron Lucas Thursday and took away the loving wife and mother. We extend our sympathies. J.D. Pendleton visited C.F. Blair. P.H. Blair and C.E. Pendleton visited W.M. Blair. Miss Maud Sturgill and Miss Alice Blair visited at Thornton. J.H. Addington of Appalachia was here buying cattle. Professor Blair's school has closed. Hurrah for the eagle. Daffodil. This concludes today's reading of the January 14th, 1909 Mountain Eagle. We at Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for your continued support as we bring to you the history of the Appalachian Mountains.